with this kind of trend nowadays, thinking over the context of video games and saying that it promotes this, like trafficking, human trafficking, sex trafficking, um, transphobia, or what's this? Misogyny, sexism, racism. It's just funny because this have been kind of, the bread and butter of people who don't even know anything about video games nowadays. It's just funny. And I'm just going to cite one example, which is the novideogames.tumblr.com. It's on the description box. In case that you didn't know, if you haven't heard of Anita Sarkeesian, haven't heard of John McIntosh, Polygon, Kotaku, IGN, GameSpot, Escapist Magazine, Giant Bomb Rebel, Rock Paper Shotgun, they do these shenanigans in which that they're going to take everything out of context, a certain plot within a certain video, and or also nitpick whatever they need to nitpick when it comes to the characters of video games, and say that it's homophobia. Say, it's easy. It's easy. Hell, I can even say that this powder right here is promoting people to be, white. It's promoting white privilege. It's promoting white culture. Yes, because whites apparently, especially white straight male, have some privileges when it comes to society. That's for another topic for later, and I'm not going to discuss that. But we're in the context here of saying that video games is promoting this and that, especially within, if you're going to read the article there, the so-called articles, its latest updates were about Watch Dogs and how it's promoting women trafficking, which so I live in a country that is ranked third or second when it comes to human trafficking. And as far as I know, when it comes to human trafficking, it's not just women who are being subjected to that, also men. And human trafficking is pretty much like the slavery of today. I'm going to admit that because I've watched many documentaries. I've seen within my own eyes how human trafficking works. Also, it involves illegal agencies, recruiting agencies here in the country, in which they promise lucrative amount of money for every for monthly wages for the workers, but though they are getting beaten, they're almost getting killed, having their dignity taken away from them, treating them as human beings, especially in the Middle East. I know that. I know those kinds of things. But video games promoting drugs, promoting sexism, promoting misogyny, these kinds of buzzwords really, really rattles a lot of idiotic people. Yeah, I'm going to say idiotic people because they bite into this as if that it sounds so intelligent, but it's not. I really feel bad because many people bite this. After all, Game Developers Conference awarded Anita Sarkeesian the award for being a gaming ambassador. So pretty much, people nowadays that saying that video games are influential, video games can influence this, can influence that, having a message on this, having a message on that. So what? Most art, most of the mediums, for the as the time goes by, have its own context, have its own undertones. But is it right to say that this promotes this promotes that, condone this, condone that? You cannot prove it. And taking words out of context of people saying that they made this possible to entice more audience, yeah, it can be done. I just asked Movie Bob about it. He loves that. He loves that. I'm not going to call it strawman. I'm going to call it the Wicker Man argument because in the Wicker Man argument, these people loves this. They're going to create a certain straw man. Then they're going to sacrifice people, including their messages, including the person itself, and burn it into ashes. It's common nowadays. Even though I want to be immune to it, to these kinds of articles. I can't. I just can't turn a blind eye, and somehow an impressionable person will get to believe this. That's dangerous. That's dangerous to society. That is dangerous to the community that I love, to the community that I belong, to the community where I met so many great people. If people are not going to contest this, who will? If you're not going to say something about it and say that these video games don't influence. Remember how they say that video games influences shootings like the that's the Colorado theater shooting during the Batman Rises, something like that. The Columbine shooting, the Santa Barbara shooting. I think they're now tying it to what he plays in World of Warcraft. Also, what are the other games? RoboCop. Also, what are the others? Just remind me of the shootings. Just post it on the comment section because it's been proven time and time again. I'm going to look for the article in which one professor actually researched video games for research about the correlation of violence happening to society with video games and found it inconclusive. That is invalid. Inconclusive is equal to invalid. And now you're saying that video games like Watch Dogs, Tekken, Watch Dogs promotes women trafficking, sexism, and transmisogyny. The transmisogyny. Hey, feminists hate trans women, right? What the hell is this shit? And also saying that Tekken, games like Tekken, Dead or Alive, Blaze Blue, what are the others? Street Fighter promotes objectification of women. I said already said this before on my video about objectification of women and how feminists are jealous. Yes, they are jealous. I'm going to say it outright because they cannot compete with girls who are made by a CGI, made by artists. It's it's kind of a projection of their insecurities. It doesn't take us it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. As for this blog, as for the author of this blog, I'm going to call you this: you are beneath me. You're a subhuman being to me. Because a normal human being with a sane mind would not ride this bandwagon and say that it promotes trans misogyny, human trafficking, sexism. You're an idiot. I bet even though you might have an above average intelligence IQ wise, for me you are an idiot. You are as smart as what am I going to think this? You are so smart as Ted Kaczynski. Only he's smart to figure out that he is going to get caught, and you are still in denial. You can prove this. You can't. All you need to do is building these bigger mans, burn it, and of course you cannot argue. You cannot. People like you cannot argue. If you support these blogs or the likes of these blogs, you support these feminists like Anita Sarkeesian, John McIntosh, Adam Sessler, Patricia Hernandez, you're beneath me. You are. Because you people are nothing but con artists. You haven't been in this community. You don't know this shit. I don't know why Jan Thompson didn't succeed and you did. And as for you, the author of Fuck No Video Games Tumblr.com, you are you sleeping well at nights? I'm sure you do, because you're a psychopath. Oh wait, you're a sociopath, and you deserve to be locked on in a padded room in the funny farm, together with your idols. That is all. Anyway, I'm Homer, and you know what? It's really fun. It's really fun at the same time infuriating to read these kinds of read these kinds of so-called retorts about video games. Academia, real academia will catch on your ass soon, and don't be surprised if it's going to burn you anytime soon.